Key fob. I expect you've all got one, haven't you? This one's a nice one though. It's Yosemite Park. A friend of mine, Raymond Hall, has just been to visit me and bought me some lovely things. This is one of the items. It flips lenticular stuff from one to the other. On the back is something very useful for me. It's just in case I forget who I am. It can happen sometimes. Or in case you forget who I am. So it's a nice one, that. Tim growing and getting smaller too, both ways. And he gave me a few other things too, which I really enjoy for my collection, but they're brand new, so I'm still enjoying them and still playing with them. He'd been over to Austria as part of his tour of Europe, and this is something he found, I think, in Linz where he'd been. It's quite a nice idea. It's got fibre optics, it's got a battery inside the base here. When I turn on the lights, it's all lit up. But the point is, here we've got a cluster of fibre optics, which is where they spread out to all the wings, in that sweet spot there. So providing you light that point there, the light's going to spread all over the body. Let me show you what I mean. There's the light source. We're going to match that into that, and then when it happens, the whole of the butterfly lights off in a very spectacular form. Look at that. And the underside is quite nice too. The underside of the wing, you've got the edge, the ends of the tips of each of the fibre optic tube coming out and making the edge of the wings glow like that. A superb bit of technology. A lovely, lovely use of fibre optics. So I was very pleased to get that one for my collection. Then we've got a mug which he bought across. A friend of mine, his had made it, I think. It's a 3D printed thing. And this is one of these, Professor Kokichi Sugihara invented this idea. You look at it from different directions, you get completely different pictures. So there we've got a square mug, I suppose we call it. But hang on a sec, turn it this way, and it turns into a round mug, which is more like a normal mug should be. So this way it looks square, like a box almost. And this way it looks circular. You have to go round, or another way you can do it is to use a mirror. This is very clever, isn't it? A nice mirror surface. So you've got a round face facing towards you, and I've got a square one towards me. When I lift this up to a certain position, you should see both at the same time. Look directly at it, it'll appear round. Look at its reflection in the mirror, and it'll appear like a square one. Fascinating, isn't it? Just from looking at it from two different directions. So that's a great find, and a very, very nice item for my collection. Then it's got a very nice version of the 10-year Magic Bank, which I like. I haven't got this version either. And it's a coin bank, but it's got a clever little mirror there which acts in a way to give an optical illusion. This one is motorized, which I've never seen before. So when I put a coin in, push it all the way in, like that, you get some animation. You get a lovely space vehicle slowly moving around. But it's only actually half a space vehicle. It's attached to a mirror which is turning round and round and round, and because the mirror is such a perfect first surface mirror, it looks like the real thing. So inside mechanism, very nice, but a battery-operated version of the 10-year Magic Bank. That's a great find. Here's another one, the Geo Blender, which is something that I saw in Germany back in the beginning of the year, and this is a icosahedron, that shape there. And this has got particularly nice art form in it. So I look in the inside, it's got some very nice shapes and patterns and more stuff. And then you've got to do 3 flips to turn it into a cube, if I can get the order right. And then you can turn it just into a cube eventually. Boom, 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 boom. No, it's gone too far around now. Let's go around again. Starts like that. Oh yes, that's a nice intermediate bit, which I like too. Anyway, let's see if I can finish that. Yes, that's a nice intermediate one. You can see we're halfway to a cube, and all we've got to do is complete the turns of these pieces here. That goes through there. That goes through there. That goes through there. That's better. That goes through there. That goes through there. And we should get a cube, just about. Oh, done it. Look at that. Unbelievably intricate patterns he's done on them as well, which makes it look absolutely superb. I do like the artwork of this, plus the magnets which hold it together. And then the last item produced is really something quite remarkable. It's a Japanese magic trick that's just appeared. It's a nut and bolt, so you have to take the nut off the bolt. They're both made of brass, and you have to study them a little bit carefully and say, what's it going to do which is magical? Well, something quite extraordinary happens when you do all the right work. So all we've got to do is, first of all, put the nut on the bolt, like that, all the way on, tum 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 tum, not too hard. Hold it vertically like that, and then magic. How on earth can it do that? It's motorised, but it can't be. It's going to come off too, look. Wow, is that magic or what? Just a nut and bolt which does something absolutely extraordinary. So I'm very indebted to Raymond for producing some wonderful new items for my collection. Ace.